What's up, my people? Today we are talking about how to break up with a narcissistic boss. That is a situation you do not want to go blindly into. So in today's episode, I am going to get you ready for what is going to be a tricky conversation. There's no two ways about it. So while you're here, like and subscribe and comment. Let me know what resonates for you in this video. It means the world to me, and I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So every subscription helps. Let's get started. All right. So if you're here with me, you've got yourself a narcissistic boss and you are ready to pull the plug. You're ready to walk out the door. Before we get into how to do that the best way possible, I just want to honor and acknowledge it sucks to have a narcissist as a boss. It is stressful. You probably have had a whole bunch of health issues, from migraines to stomach aches to heart palpitations. These are all part and parcel of having to work for a narcissist. So I want you to know I see you, and I'm so sorry that happened to you. It's a nightmare, and I'm proud of you for finally deciding enough is enough. So how do you do it? How do you break up? How do you walk away and resign from a narcissistic boss? Well, here's the first thing I want you to consider. Number one, and I sort of figure it's safety first. If you've got a real tricky narcissist that you're about to resign from or hand in your resignation to, you may want backup. You may want someone in the room as a witness, because here's the thing. Sometimes office narcissists are fabricators, which is just a fancy way of saying they're liars. And if you've got a lying, low down, dirty narcissist, you need a witness. Now, if you work at a big company or at a company that's mid-size, pull in HR and be like, HR, I need your backup. I need help with this. And if you're like, oh God, I feel so bad, I don't want to bring in HR, who cares? You're quitting. Whatever. Cover your Ashcroft. See what I did there? I didn't say a swear word. I'm very proud. Cover yourself. Make sure you've got backup. And the same is true if you have to fire a narcissistic employee. Same thing holds. You want to cover your Ashcroft. By that, I mean your rear end. So make sure you've got a witness if that's possible. In any capacity, you really, really, really want support. But if it's not possible, or even if it is possible, you want to go into that meeting with a couple of things in mind. Thing number one, say as little as possible and end the conversation as soon as possible. Now, if you're like, okay, that sounds like a good plan because I don't want to be around this nightmare person for any longer than I have to. Yes, exactly. But if you're the kind of person that a narcissist preys on, I'm guessing you're a pretty empathetic person. You feel that conversations and people deserve the best of you, the most of you, all the things from you. When it comes to ending a relationship with a narcissist, I want you to let go of that deeply empathic part of yourself because they feed off of it. The narcissist doesn't deserve anything except a clear, concise message that is delivered, and then the meeting's over. So I want you to use a script. And this script was given to me by my therapist many years ago when I had to break up with a narcissist. The script goes like this. Ready? This is as far as I want to take this relationship. And scene. This message is powerful because it is not judgmental. You're not assigning blame. You're not calling the person a narcissist or a bad person or threatening to sue. You are simply stating, this is as far as I want to take this relationship. Personally, I like to deliver it with a smile and a warm expression and a dead serious level of eye contact. Everything in my body language is saying, this is happening to you, narcissist. You won't be talking me out of this. What doesn't work is saying, this is as far as I want to take this relationship. They're gonna steamroll you. They're gonna railroad you. And they're gonna be like, oh my God, baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Right? They're gonna lay it on thick. They're gonna do what narcissists do, which is love bomb you, right? They're gonna be like, oh my God, stay and I'll promote you. Stay and I'll get you an admin. Stay and I'll increase your budget, your salary, da-da-da. Don't fall for it. Don't believe the hype. As Flavor Flav, was that Flavor Flav? I think it was Flavor Flav. Don't believe the hype. You know what I'm saying? You state it with full conviction. This is as far as I want to take this relationship. That is your anchoring message. The next message should be crystal clarity around what you are willing to do before you leave. So typically 2 weeks notice is sort of the industry standard, the business standard for how much notice we give an employer. Now, whether that's the standard at your office, I have no idea. But what you want to say after this is as far as I want to take this relationship is I am happy to stay on for 2 weeks to aid with the transition. But I understand if you want me to leave today. Because that's what the narcissist is going to do next. And when they get the sense that they can't sway you, what they're going to do is try and punish you. And their go-to move is going to be, well, pack your shit and go, girl. Sorry. Darn it. I didn't want to swear, but oh well. I swear. They're going to be like, he's going to be like, go. Thinking that that's going to rattle you and throw you. But if you take that out of his or her asset category of things they can do to mess with you and just say it first. This is as far as I'm going to take this relationship. I'm willing to stay for 2 weeks to help you with transition, but I understand if that's not something you want to do, I'm happy to leave today. I mean, that's the that of it, right? They can't argue with that. And once you have stated that, then you're going to say, this conversation is over for me. Yeah, thank you for everything. Thanks. Bye. Thank you. Next, right? It's over. So I want you to really lean into the energy that I'm trying to transmit here. It's clear, it's direct, there is warmth and openness, but it is serious as a heart attack. This is an immovable, there is not a thing you can say to convince this face that it's gonna go any other different way. And that's the vibe you need to tap into for this, okay? Now, I do want to add one thing to this. I learned about the concept of narcissistic supply from the brilliant Rebecca Zung, who is a famous divorce attorney and has a YouTube channel of her own called Slay Your Relationship with Your Narcissist. Anyway, she's fabulous and you should be following her. She taught me about the concept of narcissistic supply. What narcissistic supply is, the way the narcissist sort of gets energy from other people. How does that happen? They feed off of big emotions, right? Which is when they love bomb someone, they can feel us go, they feed off of that. But you know what else they feed off of? Drama. They love tears. They love getting you all riled up. You ever heard that expression, never wrestle with a pig because you could both get dirty and the pig loves it? That is a classic narcissist relationship. They're in the mud, having a great time, and you're like, I hate being in the mud. Do not engage in a battle of wills when you're breaking up with your boss. And when I say break up, I mean resign. Just don't do it because it's pig wrestling. They're gonna love it and you're gonna be miserable and you're feeding their narcissistic supply by engaging in drama. Just don't do it. Restate your case, get up out of your chair and go. Or click end on the virtual meeting, but end the conversation, okay? One last thought before we go. Here's the thing. Anytime we encounter this kind of drama in our lives, we have to do what's right. We have to take the actions that you are taking because you're watching this video, so good job. But we also have to look at what our part in it is. I want you to get really honest with yourself. Do you tend to subconsciously pick bosses who are narcissists? Are you dating a narcissist? Are you surrounded by narcissists? I really want you to get crystal clear on this because here's what I believe. A lot of times we are working out unconscious patterns of behavior that have a lot to do with our history, that have a lot to do with unresolved, unprocessed trauma from our previous life. Maybe when we were kids, maybe when we were adults, doesn't matter. If we don't process the trauma of our lives, this pattern will repeat and we will continue to manifest jobs, roles, boyfriends, husbands, bosses, girlfriends, wives that are the same damn personality type over and over again. So I want you to really notice this. If you seem to always end up with a narcissistic boss, you may want to do some work on that. And I'm not saying that you are to blame. What I am saying is that you may be working something out and you need the help of a professional, of a therapist who can help you work through what those ancient traumas are that are unresolved that keep dragging you into crappy ass jobs. Okay? One more thing. If you do observe that there's a pattern of narcissism, if you do observe that there's something maybe it's not a narcissistic boss you keep having, but you keep having negative job experiences. Like you keep finding yourself in these messy, awful situations. It could be that your life is trying to talk to you. Life is trying to talk to us all the time, my friend. The question is, do we pay attention? I had a string of narcissistic clients back in the day, a string of them. And I was like, what's going on here? And I did the work. I mean, there wasn't any trauma that I could point to that matched up to the dynamic. And what I realized is that it was life trying to tell me to get the hell out of public relations and do something different with my career, which is how I became the communication coach I am now. Every single one of those narcissistic clients that I had to break up with helped to inform the curriculum I now teach as a coach. So in a sense, I'm very grateful to all the narcissists I've loved before. They helped inform my practice today. So I want you to look at this literally, have a script, be ready, get in there, get out. But I want you to see it symbolically too. What is the message of this dynamic? Is it unresolved trauma that you really ought to deal with before you attract yet another narcissistic boss in your life? Or is life trying to tell you, get out of Dodge, dude. Check in with yourself. Get real with yourself and shine on. We need your light. This video was helpful. Please consider sharing it and drop me a comment. It means the world to me. If you noticed, I reply fast when I see somebody comment, but the greatest love of all is if you can subscribe. Take good care and I'll see you next week.